Welcome back, everybody, to my redstone testing world. With the new season getting started, I've been doing some mocking up for the new season, which includes a lot of statue work. And in today's video, I, in particular, want to go over this one on the end and show you guys how to make a relatively small dwarven statue. So why don't we go ahead and jump into it. So to start with our statue, we're going to go ahead and make a base platform. An important thing to recognize is that it does hang over the edge a little bit. So if you're going to make a bunch of these together, similar to what I've got here, you need to give yourself a little bit more space than what the just initial platform is. So we're just going to go over here a little ways and you will start. The first step is to make a 11 by 11 square platform. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so now that we have our platform, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start with the feet. So to start with that, we'll come to the back corner here, count 2 the stone in. So we want a gap of 2, and we want a gap of 3 to the back. And then we just do a 2 by 3 square, skip 1, and do the same thing. And then we'll go ahead and throw some stairs down in front. And we'll go ahead and bring this up a little ways. And we have the start of our shoes. Okay, so now that we've got our feet and our stockings, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and place in some slabs on top to kind of create more of a bowed look. And then we are going to count up 1, 2, 3, and on that fourth one, we are just going to create a crossbeam that goes across both the front and the back. And we're going to use that as the base for our little skirt that we've got going on. Our next step is going to be continuing on this. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go on to the end here. We'll add in 2 blocks, and then we're just going to repeat that same layer for a second time. You end up with something that looks like that. And then we want to go ahead and begin to flare out the wardrobe a little bit. So we're just going to go ahead and create a ring that is a block wider. So something that looks like that. And then we're just going to go ahead and take that down a little ways. Now that we've got the second layer down, we're actually going to go ahead and begin to put a hem on that bottom layer. So we're just going to go ahead and place in 1 extra block just to help taper everything a little bit more. You'll notice that it does look a little blocky for now, but when we go through and add in our slabs and our detail, it's actually going to help smooth it out quite a bit, and that'll make it look just fine. So our next step is we're going to go ahead and create the belt. And I'm using polished blackstone and polished deep slate because I think it gives a nice dark contrast, but if you want to use different colors, you definitely can. So the easy way to go ahead and create this belt is we're just going to go around. And then in the front middle, I just put a full block to kind of act as a buckle. And then above the belt, we're just going to repeat this same layer that's below it. So we're just going to go ahead and place our full blocks in. That way it kind of gives this nice waist to it. So then from there, what we're going to do is we want to make this front and back 1 block wider, but we want to keep the side on the same plane. So we're just going to go ahead and create a rectangle. That'll create something like that, and you can see we're starting to get that waist where it's going to go ahead and fill out into the chest. And then we're just going to repeat this 3 more times, so we want a chest that is going to be 4 blocks tall. So we have a little bit of a rectangular top, but that's okay because we're going to go ahead and add in our detailing to it, and that'll help round it out. Our next step is going to be to start working on the arms. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over to the side, and we are going to go 1 down from the top, so leave a gap there, and we are just going to place in a block like that. And then on top of that, we're going to take in our contrasting color. So for me, I'm using this polished deep slate, and add in like that. And we're going to do the exact same thing on this other side. So 2, and then we'll go ahead and make this 3 long. And then we're going to go ahead and build our arms off of that. If you want to go for the same type of statue we have here, where we're going to do a spear in one hand and a shield in the other, one arm will just go straight down. And you want to make sure that you bring it down to about the waist level. The other arm is going to come down to 1 block above the belt, and then we're just going to go ahead and bend it forward. Make sure that you bring it forward enough that it is in front of the statue. So here we go down, and then we go forward. And then to create the hands, what we do, I'm going to grab, I use dripstone for my handles because it looks fairly wood-like. And we're just going to go ahead and place in. And then to create the fist that goes around it, we put a block there, 1 in front, and we're going to connect it with a fence. And then we're going to do the same on this side, but we're just going to use fence posts. So it creates a circle around that gradually tapers. And that will hold in the weapon on this hand, and then on this one, we are going to do the same thing, but horizontal. So our bar is going to come through here like this. We'll place our full blocks there. And this one you can actually use stairs for to do that. Our next step is going to be to start creating the shoulders. And so what we do is we just bring in our blocks like that. And we are going to add in some stairs on the side of these. That way it starts to round out a little bit more. And on the arms, you can add stairs in on these top corner blocks as well, just to help round out those right angles. Then what we're going to do on this front chest plate is we are going to leave one on the edge, and we are going to place our accent block. So for me, the polished deep slate. And we are just going to make a simple pattern. That way it adds a little bit more detail and will help round it out. So we're just going to go ahead and use our full block and then our stairs. And then we are going to place our polished black stone in the middle again. And this just helps to bring the chest forward a little bit. And we're going to do that exact same thing on the back as well. Then we're going to move on to the hardest part, which is the head of our statue. And to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to come in So what we are going to do for our head is we need to actually move these stairs out one. So you want your stairs to go over the accent block. And then we are going to use this line here, and we are going to create a 4 line. So this line will line up exactly where your accent on your front and back chest plate go. And then we are going to create that for another line of 4, and then we are going to do 2 lines of 5. Again, we're going to do this on both sides. And then on the back, what we want to do is just go ahead and connect. So to do that, we are going to place a temporary block and then swap it out for a stair. Stair. And then you want to leave 1 block gap in the middle. And then we'll go ahead and do solid lines like that. And then on top of this shape, we are going to go ahead and place our stairs. And you want to make sure that they wrap around. And then we're going to go ahead and add in another layer of stairs. Again, making sure that they wrap and form a U shape. Then down this middle bit, I go ahead and add in some more of our accent stairs, so you end up with something like that. You just end up with just a little streak. Then to start working on our face, we are just going to go ahead and bring in solid blocks in the corners, and then we want to bring in a temporary block and put in a stair for the nose crown. So then to start working on the face, what we're going to do is we're going to bring in solid blocks in these corners, and then we're going to continue with our accent piece right in the middle, and we're just going to use a stair block. And then underneath our stair, we will go ahead and continue with a solid block, and then 2 slabs to either side. And then you can choose whatever color, or if you want to do sea lanterns, if you want like an orange eye, you can go ahead and use netherrack since it will not extinguish. But since I'm going for the blue eyes, we'll go ahead and place our soul soil and flint and steel to start the fires. And you'll see that they have the eyes done. So then to continue our face, we're going to go ahead and use 3 stairs. So we'll do an upside down stair in the middle, and then stairs to either side. There we go. And you can see they actually wrap around, which blocks the sight of the soul sand behind it. So then we are going to add in the front tusks of our helmet. So we will skip one. There we go. And add in 2 stair blocks to each side. It'll help bring that forward. You want to make sure that this bottom stair block faces towards the middle, because on that middle we're going to go ahead and place in another stair block. So it'll look something like that. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to do brown hair for this one. So brown hair, brown beard. So we go ahead and we grab our wool. And we're just going to go ahead and fill in this gap here. And then we're going to start to bring it forward. And dwarves have nice bushy beards, so I'm just going to go ahead and make it pop out a little ways. And then do your best to smooth it out. And you don't need it to be nice and smooth. You could go into like dreads, give it like the walrus look. You could really do whatever you want. But I'm just going to go for a classic bushy beard. Probably trim those edges a little bit. And then we're going to do something similar in the back, where we have our hole in the back. That's kind of where like the ponytail will come out. And then we're just going to go ahead and give them a little bit of hair out the back. If you want to get really fancy with it, you can use, I had luck using like fence posts or wall posts. Let's grab those. And then like a lapis block. So if you kind of want to like work in beads to it, what you could do is be like, okay, we're going to do that. And then we're going to put in that, bring that down, and like put some extra wool at the bottom, and you can end up with like a beard with a bead in the middle of it. You can do like gold blocks or whatever you want. Just a way to help bring in some color and decorate and individualize the statues. So then our next bit, we're getting really close to the end here. We're just going to go ahead and decorate the skirt a little bit. So we'll add in our accent piece, and then we're going to go ahead and grab in some slabs just to help smooth this out a little. And then we're going to do the same thing on that other side. So slabs in the very corners. Break those 2 blocks, replace them with accents. Do that. Our next bit, and we're getting very close to done. We are getting into the easy bits now. You have to choose what kind of weapon you want. So then we're just going to go ahead and extend our weapon shaft. So in this one, I'm going to do another spearhead. So I'm going to bring it down. At the very bottom, I want to do a wall. Then I'll connect it. And then I like to do just a couple of these longer ones, because that's how, if we put like a spike on the bottom, how it connects to the actual weapon. And then same thing towards the top. You want to make sure that your weapon, spears are generally long, as long or if not longer than the actual person wielding it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start my spearhead about this level of this top spike. And then I'm just going to bring it out 2 to each side and go up, and then just kind of taper this in. Where this top dripstone is, I'm going to replace that with a chiseled stone block. And I want to go ahead and connect my spear to my shaft. So same thing we did on the bottom, where we have a couple extra wall segments coming down. And then if you want to be fancy and add in a guard, similar to how we have it on that one, we'll just go ahead and bring out our walls and angle it down. Actually too long. Go ahead and just do a 1 gap, because that would help protect the user's hands. For the shield, it is incredibly simple. So for this one, we have a nice black tower shield. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and extend. We have our stick here, and we're just going to go ahead and build a crescent shape around it. So something like that. And then we're going to extend it both up and down. You want to bring it about to the shoulder height. And then I like to do the middle bits just a little bit lower. And then, again, extend this far side. And then again, on the bottom, we are going to go ahead and bring this down. I like to bring it down to ground level, because it's like it's resting there. And then instead of making these corner bits longer, you're actually going to make them a little bit shorter, or if you want to do a true tower shield, you would bring them down to the same level. So it would look something like that. That would be a true tower shield because it would block the entire person. And then if you want to go ahead and decorate it, feel free to add in your logos or whatever you want. For me, I'm probably just going to do a simple zigzag pattern. But if you use, like, as you see in this one, I'm adding in a stark contrast. It can really help bring some life to the build. So that is an entire dwarf statue. I hope this is useful for you guys. I hope you guys like it. If you have any comments or questions about it, go ahead and drop them in the comment section below. Otherwise, I will catch you in the next one. And remember to tell your pet that I love them very much.